Heaven, the ultimate escape from the chaos of this world. It's a concept that has fascinated humans for centuries, regardless of their cultural or religious backgrounds. From the pearly gates of Christianity to the 72 virgins of Islam, heaven is often seen as the ultimate reward for living a good life. But what exactly is heaven, and how can we be sure we'll make it there? In many Eastern cultures, heaven is seen as a state of enlightenment, where the individual ego dissolves and merges with the universe. In contrast, many Western religions view heaven as a physical place, where souls go after death to enjoy eternal bliss. But despite these differences, the idea of heaven remains a powerful force in human psychology, driving us to be better, to do good, and to strive for something greater than ourselves. Throughout history, humans have been drawn to the idea of an afterlife, where they can escape the suffering and injustices of this world. From the ancient Egyptians to the modern-day spiritual seekers, heaven has remained a beacon of hope, a promise of redemption and salvation. And yet, despite its universal appeal, heaven remains a deeply personal and highly subjective concept, open to countless interpretations and debates. For many, the concept of heaven is closely tied to their religious beliefs, whether it's the Judeo-Christian notion of an afterlife, the Hindu concept of karma and rebirth, or the Buddhist idea of nirvana. But what about those who don't subscribe to any particular faith? Can they still believe in heaven, or is it a concept reserved only for the religiously inclined? The concept of heaven has been around for thousands of years, with ancient civilizations such as the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Greeks all having their own versions of the afterlife. The ancient Greeks, for example, believed in the Elysian Fields, a paradise for heroes and virtuous individuals, where they could live a life of luxury and happiness. Similarly, the ancient Egyptians believed in an afterlife where the soul would be judged by the god Osiris, and if worthy, would be granted eternal life. As we fast forward through history, we see how these ancient beliefs have evolved and influenced later religious and philosophical traditions. From the writings of Plato to the teachings of Christianity, the concept of heaven has been shaped and reinterpreted countless times, reflecting the cultural, social, and intellectual currents of their time. But what about personal experiences? Have people actually seen or experienced heaven? Do near-death experiences or spiritual awakenings offer a glimpse into the afterlife? I'd like to share some personal stories and testimonies that might shed some light on this fascinating topic. Near-death experiences, or NDEs, are a fascinating phenomenon where individuals claim to have experienced an afterlife or a higher realm during a period of clinical death. One such individual is Betty Eadie, who in 1973 had a near-death experience that changed her life forever. She reported feeling intense peace, love, and joy, and seeing a tunnel of light that led her to a beautiful garden. Another individual who has shared his NDE is Dan Miller, who in 2004 had a heart attack that left him clinically dead for over 2 hours. During this time, he reported feeling a sense of detachment from his body and seeing a bright light that enveloped him with love and warmth. He also reported meeting deceased family members and experiencing a sense of joy and peace. These stories are not isolated incidents. Thousands of people around the world have reported similar experiences, which have been extensively studied and documented by researchers. While skeptics may attribute these experiences to hallucinations or brain activity, many believe that NDEs offer a glimpse into the afterlife, or at least a state of consciousness that lies beyond our physical bodies. Spiritual awakenings are another fascinating phenomenon that might shed some light on the concept of heaven. These are experiences where individuals report feeling a deep sense of connection to the universe, and often experience profound insights and realizations about the nature of reality. One such individual is Anita Morjani, who in 2006 had a near-death experience that led to a profound spiritual awakening. She reported feeling a sense of oneness with the universe and experiencing a state of unbounded joy and love. Her experience has been documented in her book, Dying to Be Me, which has inspired countless people around the world. These stories are not only fascinating but also raise important questions about the nature of heaven and the afterlife. Do NDEs and spiritual awakenings offer a glimpse into the afterlife, or are they simply a product of brain activity or psychological states? As we delve deeper into these personal stories, we begin to see that the concept of heaven is far more complex and multifaceted than we initially thought. It's not just about reward or punishment, but about individual experiences, beliefs, and perceptions. Now, when it comes to heaven, one of the biggest debates centers around the differing beliefs and interpretations across religions. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and Buddhism all have their own unique views on the afterlife, which often conflict and contradict each other. Theological debates have raged for centuries, with scholars and theologians arguing over the nature of heaven, hell, and the afterlife. Some believe in a literal heaven and hell, while others see them as metaphors for spiritual states. But what about all the contradictions and disagreements? Can we reconcile these differing views, or are they irreconcilable? I'd like to hear from religious leaders and scholars who have grappled with these questions and offer some insights on how to reconcile these differing views. One such scholar is Dr. Timothy Keller, who argues that while the concept of heaven is unique to each religion, there are common themes and values that underlie them all. He believes that heaven is not just a place, but a state of being, where love, joy, and peace reign supreme. Another scholar is Dr. Jordan Peterson, who sees heaven as a symbol of the ideal human state, where individuals can live in harmony with themselves, others, and the universe. He believes that heaven is not just a destination, but a journey, where we can strive to live a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. These insights offer a glimmer of hope that despite our differences, we can find common ground and shared values that unite us in our quest for understanding heaven. As we summarize the key points discussed, we're reminded of the universal human quest for understanding heaven and its implications for how we live our lives. Whether we believe in a literal heaven or see it as a metaphor, the concept remains a powerful force in shaping our values, beliefs, and aspirations. So, what does it mean to make it to heaven? Is it a reward for living a good life, or is it a state of being that we can strive for in this life? These are questions that have puzzled humans for centuries and will likely continue to do so. As I reflect on my own journey, I'm reminded that heaven is not just a destination, but a mindset, a way of living that transcends the boundaries of this world. It's a call to live a life of love, compassion, and kindness, where we can strive to be the best version of ourselves. So, I'd like to ask you, what do you believe about heaven? Do you see it as a place, a state of being, or something entirely different? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation. If you're interested in exploring more videos on spirituality, afterlife beliefs, and personal growth, be sure to check out our channel and subscribe for more content. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next video.